What's going on, guys? We're back. We're live. We're killing it, kicking it, keeping it real. This is a massive program. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Like, there's so much going on. It's going to be crazy. We got to get right to it, kind of. But we also got to see what everybody's up to. I'm Crash, joined by the co-host Blue and Buff. What's up, gentlemen?
Howdy.
What's up? How you guys doing?
I'm doing, man. It's been
You're doing it.
Yeah, I got my
All the drone footage. That was sick.
Yeah, I'm making maps out there with giant drones. It's pretty sweet for work. That was on the socials. Yeah, man, it's been crazy with work, but glad. I kind of feel like Thursdays might be our new normal going forward for a bit here, at least. It feels like it. So thanks for everyone for being flexible, for making it on another Thursday. And within that time frame, dude, we had stuff. Gray Zone had an update. Siege X was revealed. An absolute myriad, okay, a literal plethora, smorgasbord of Battlefield leaks. All right. And then we got some Incursion stuff to talk about with Blue. They had a big update as well. There's some Project Wraith stuff that's now Wraith Ops, and they revealed some more gameplay with that game. And we just have like tons and tons of stuff to get to. So, with that being said, we do need to see what you guys have been playing and what you've been up to before we get super into it.
I think you can all guess what I've been playing. The same thing I play every time we talk. So just
Fortnite. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Got
a lot of Fortnite. A lot of
tons
Fortnite.
and tons of Fortnite.
Gotten really good at the building part. So I'm pretty proud of that. Put in a solid, like, I don't know, like 72 hours, over the weekend. It was pretty good. So got like 40 dubs. Did my emotes on the little kitties. So I'm undefeated and just the greatest Fortnite player ever. Ninja needs to step aside, to be honest.
That's awesome. I'm actually pretty good at it too when I played the bomb mode. And I'm not kidding. That was weird. I literally think that it was playing against kids on Switches or some kind of touch screen. I don't know. They were so bad. They were so bad. I played a fair amount of Arena Breakout as well, and I have been really liking the mode, the limited time farm mode. It's like,
I haven't put enough time into that, honestly.
It's really fun because there's 3 teams. There's 3 teams. Where they spawn, and you can like decide what to do, like with your strat at the beginning. And then if you wipe the lobby, you get 2 safes, all the loot, and you can go around and loot everything and get out. And it's like you can do all that.
There's only 2 safes.
Yeah, there's 2 saves, but my homie Hydra found a red vase sitting on a shelf. Like, so there's also pretty good loot around too. Like, not even in the saves. He found a $1.5 million red vase just sitting out in the open.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. But it's been fun. It's like 4 out of 5 raids are really competitive, and most of the time, some of us get out. But like 1 out of every 5, there's just a tier 6 thermal team that deletes everyone. So like you just have to count that into your stats and know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I need to try it more. Maybe we'll get some games in for it this weekend.
Yeah, I got it lined out. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, see, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't even know there was 3 teams total. Like, I think I ran it with like a quick hit a couple times, and that was it. Just like,
yeah,
don't know what I'm doing.
I'm getting better at like reading it too. Like we were going to extract last time, and I was like, we've only fought 2 other players, and the other team that spawns over here, we haven't seen or heard them. We didn't hear the scavs in their area. So we need to be careful of extract campers. And there's a house right above the extract, and I threw a nade up in there, and then I just heard the pitter patter of feet, and I was like, I knew it, man. Like,
man.
So I'm starting to get like
just know the
how
it's
going with everything. But yeah, there's some extract campers in it too, because the spawns and the extracts are always the same. So the 2 teams that spawn by the lake and the abandoned house have to extract in the back, and the team that spawns in the back of there has to spawn out or extract on the street. So you know where all that is, and there's some people that extract.
Yeah, especially like you said, I heard, and the people I've watched like coming out of there with pretty big loot usually too. So that makes sense.
You can get some loot. Blue, what have you been playing, man?
Puncher, Forger with the boys. Been doing some ops. I made my own one that we're doing tomorrow, which is going to be interesting to see. So, being the leader on that and creating it and doing a little briefing and all that fun stuff. So that's gonna be fun. And then let's see. I feel like I have to check Steam sometimes. I don't even know what I play. I had my son try Halo for the first time.
Oh, nice. Which
Oh,
one?
no.
The new one or like
The old
the
like
originals?
CE,
Oh, nice.
and he couldn't make it past the first explosion. So I don't think he's still a little too young for that. But
Hey, he tried.
Just
you
getting
know,
his feet wet. That's all.
it's a little. So he likes Forge mode. That's about it.
There you go.
I tried a little bit of Dead Side recently, just to make a quick video, really, and that was all right. I mean, nothing has changed other than a bunch of like building mechanics and um, just the way you build. I mean, it's pretty much it. Like other than that, you know.
Nice.
So and then I played a little bit of Incursion Red River today during a dev stream.
I missed it, so I'm excited to talk about it. I was in the office, so it was just a terrible week for me to sit in on all the news that was going on like during the midday, and I'm just in the office. I missed everything. This is gonna be a news program for me too. In that case.
You'll be the resident React guy. You're the reactor.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I've been trying to keep up on everything too. I've had like a super busy week, but like, gee, mini Christmas. Today itself was a big day with the Gray Zone reveal, Incursion stuff, and the Siege X. Like all happened today. Like it all was crazy day to day.
Yeah, I just been watching all those what's the word? Just Battlefield leaks the entire time. Pretty much every time I get on, and I'm just looking like that. Yeah.
Which edition are you pre-ordering?
I got word that there's gonna be a $600 version. And I sent an email in already now. I was like, yo, here's my card, like just sign me up for 2, because I know the game's gonna be amazing and they're not gonna mess anything up. They told me that. They said, yeah, the game's gonna be a love letter to the fans this time. And I was like, wow, take my money.
Yeah.
Just take it. I don't even need to see anything else. Just send it to me when it's out.
That's it. We're in.
Battlefield's
so bad.
I don't need to see anymore.
Oh man, everybody says Battlefield's back. I
don't know, man. You know, it's funny now that when you see the leaks, people are like covering their IDs in it now. So even the one that like moves on the screen. I was like, you guys, I mean, we'll talk about that later for sure, because a lot has happened within those leaks.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about those.
Yeah, there's a ton to get to. So I guess we will just get right into the stuff, man. One of the things I made a video about that we got to get the hammering away at this stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Was a Gray Zone update. And honestly, it's pretty crazy what they're doing. They completely flipped the roadmap. So if you guys have been following along, for those of you playing at home, the update was supposed to be, the next one was supposed to be about lore, and then the next one was supposed to be about PvP and adding more stuff to do in that aspect. Well, and it sounds like on their update, listening to community leaders as well as like Clean and Noise Guy and some of the Tarkov creators, they switched it around and they prioritized PvP on this patch. So they essentially switched them. So now 0.3, which is coming, is going to be called the Winds of War, and it's going to increase PvP quite a bit, as well as the lore update will be pushed back to 0.4. And a lot of this stuff in this update really is to push PvP. The biggest thing that you can see visually is going to be the rain. It looks really cool. All my homies are worried about optimization.
That's pretty much the biggest thing that, you know, it's like, put the FPS counter on next time, you know.
Yeah, because it looks incredible, but the game is already unrunnable for some folks, but it does look insane. And I mean, yeah, I don't know where you make the cutoff, you know, like what you try to target to run this on, if it's just for high-end hardware. I mean, it really feels like a truly next-gen title, but you need like next gen hardware to run this thing. So it's
5090, 100%.
that's always like a
Man, that'll be unfortunate for me. I got the 4070 like KT or some crazy number letter combination, and I haven't had any issues running it yet or anything. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
I should be okay as long as I'm not running like max settings.
yeah. I hope it's optimized, and I hope there's a way to turn stuff down, because if you guys for the podcast listeners, it looks crazy. Like you have like the raindrops running down the glass. There's also like the raindrops soaking into the player's clothes. And then not only does it do that, as it rains, the puddles the puddles come up, like it forms rain puddles that you like walk through, and the reflections in the puddles look crazy. And then
Sick.
also they said on there that like the water level in the rice paddies is going to rise like the longer it rains. It looks like an Unreal Engine like showcase thing. So
Yeah.
Looks
I don't know. I hope it runs. And I've always just hoped that, you know, the most amount of people with the widest variety of hardware can run this. That's just a concern.
It's yeah, man. I mean, look, if you think about it, man, like I just saw a video randomly on YouTube just today, funny enough, and it wasn't even about the update, but it was about how they lost technically 70,000 players since launch, and that was like the title, you know, to get clicks. But in reality, it's like there is still, even when I saw some of the comments for the update from, you know, Madfinger Games and whatnot, a lot of the comments were all just, hey, optimize your game, like focus on that. I'd rather you do that instead of add new features to the game. So I know that some people, they don't understand that's how development works for an alpha, that it looks like it's still bad now, but I'm sure who knows what the actual update when it comes out will be
right.
like. So maybe they've already fixed a lot of those issues in the next one, but you know, from a PR perspective, for them to just add a whole nother um mechanic to the game that is notorious for breaking PCs, especially, and I've seen it before on UE5. Rain is by far, it at least will tank you by 20 to 30 FPS sometimes. So
Darn.
you know, it's because you got to think of not just the way it affects the environment, but the player. You saw all those crazy reflections in the water. It's got to, it basically it has to re-render what it sees from the reflection off the water every single time, you know, and it changes all the time. So it's like it's gonna be pretty tough.
And there's like wind waves too. So like the wind is moving the trees, but it also makes waves in the puddles, and that alters the reflections and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful, but it's just
it looks like it's running
on.
decently, but it's, again, they're walking really slow. They're just staring at one point.
Yeah, and I mean, in this case, though, I mean, it's got to be running 60, because we're watching it at 60 frames and you don't notice any frame drop. So it's at least running 60 on this, and it could be on a 5090. I don't know. Like it could be cracking 60 frames on a 5090. It's just it's hard to tell. I'm not noticing frame drops in this images. I don't know if they would do pre-rendered stuff. That would be kind of wild. It doesn't look like it, but I guess so.
That looks like in-game, straight from the engine specifically. So
I couldn't really tell, but it looks awesome. The other thing that's going to come along with this is the new skybox with the clouds. They said they did a couple iterations of the clouds, but now one of my gripes about Night Ops was that it didn't seem dark enough that you had to have NVGs. Well, now if it's cloudy and blocks out the moon, it's really dark, they said. So you have to have NVGs at that point.
Wow, that's cool. I like
that's going to be, I mean, like a rainstorm at night in the jungle is going to be really wild, like just immersive.
That's going to be sick.
To check out. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, that's just the thing of it. And I'm still rooting for this game because the premise of it is like what I've always wanted. And now that they're going to be adding these things to give you more to do and make the map feel more alive, I think that's moving in the right direction of where I think this game is going to end up. I'm hopeful that it ends up, that they can get it there. But I think they had, you know, that initial huge amount of people checking it out. Hopefully they got the flush of money that they needed to get this thing across to 1.0 and, you know, slowly build a community back with you know, more and more people checking it out. Each update is what I'm hoping for, but I know they're constantly working on that. And the question I have is like, we have this, is it like a spectrum or a pendulum of like on one hand, you have a game that's like super optimized and runs really well, and old gen can play it and stuff, but the graphics aren't as crazy. To, you know, we've had our gripes with Call of Duty in the past. It's like, dude, just stop supporting last gen so we can really see what new hardware can do.
Yeah.
And this game is fully on the other side of like, this is what new hardware can do, but it kind of leaves people behind. And I've actually, if I look back on my storied content creation career, I've probably griped on both ends of the platform before. I've been like, man, we really want to see like what new hardware can do and look like. And then it's like, oh, but this isn't very optimized. So it's like, which one do you want? There's a spectrum there. And I don't know where the right spot is.
I'd rather have it. I'd rather go with the way they're doing it, because technology, I think it's called Moore's Law, where it's technology doubles every 12 months, I want to say it was, or 16, something like that. So like technology is going to advance, and your old hardware is only going to be good for how long? You know, everyone's going to be upgrading. And with this game being in an alpha, think about it, when this reaches like when it comes out of alpha state, that's going to be a couple years down the road. So by then, you got to remember this game is only in the pre-alpha or the early access stage, right? So that's why I'm okay with it, and I think it looks great. Think about where everyone's who has older PCs that are having trouble running this are going to start having trouble running a lot of other games that are coming out and be upgrading here over the next like 2 years probably, and this will probably still be not in its final version at that point. So
Yep, for sure. But I don't know. I've always wanted this, you know, and they've kind of started to embrace being called an extraction shooter. Up until this point, they said they weren't going to be, but they kind of did an article with Insider Gaming about how they want to be like an open world extraction shooter. And that's what I'd hope for, man. Like the just how the servers work, how it's like day night now. Now you're going to have weather. You're out in it. You never leave the server. You're always in there. That's why I'm hopeful, man. This is a game that many of us wanted. Eventually, they're going to have lore added onto it. It's just understandably, you know, taking a bit. But for PvP fans, I think it was smart. I think this is probably going to bring more people to the game if they can make PvP really good. I hope they are working on and it sounded like they're still working on this kind of stuff, but you know how they have their simulation of like organ damage, bones, and like body cavities and stuff for bullet expansion. I hope they work on that, because I dropped back into the game a few weeks ago and I was running across the street and I got shot in the arm and died from a scab from the hip through a bush. Just like one arm shot down by my elbow. And since they were using crappy but expandable ammo, I guess it expanded across my arm into my body, and it one hit killed me from full health. It hit me in like the elbow.
Jeez.
And I was just like, man, like, come on. Like this game is going to be so awesome, but some of this stuff that tilts me off the planet, man. When stuff like that happens. So I'm hoping they're continuing to work on that, because the idea is really cool, right? Like every other game I can think of has an HP system. Like you just have a health pool and like you wear down on that. But like actually simulating organs and stuff is a really cool idea. I'm just hoping they can fine tune it to gamify it enough to feel good and feel consistent and feel fun. But I love the idea. So I'm just hopeful that they keep working on that moving forward. Some of the other stuff that they're adding to increase PvP are going to be PvP zones that you can pull up your tablet, and you'll be able, when a fight breaks out between two different factions, it's going to highlight that area on your map. So if you're out doing a mission and you want to find PvP, or you happen to look at your map and see a red circle, you know a fight's going on there, and you can go try to get in on it, and more people can come and get into the fight. So they're going to show people where fighting is. This is where they're adding what they're calling cops. I thought they would be fobs, but they're capture, occupy, protect. They're calling them cops. Those are the camps that you capture and seize control of. You occupy them to establish a spawn point and dominate the area, and protect and hold your ground. So you take these from either the enemy faction or the AI. Once you capture and hold them and hold off the enemies, you get access to a spawn point. There's a bunch of there's a lot of them. They showed a screenshot of them. There's a ton of them. So I think this will also help with less time on the chopper. So if you have a spawn point near where you're working, and you die, you can spawn closer. You don't have to take a chopper all the way back. There's a couple things that are going to really lower time on the chopper in this update. But the cops are coming. He also said eventually they're going to add a unique trader that you have access to at some of the cops that you take. You can get better deals on stuff if you take it, making it more alive. Really, really cool. Task system rework. This is one of my favorites. It seems low key, but I think it's huge. So you could be able to manage tasks from anywhere, keeping you in the fight. You don't have to go back to the base to turn in a task.
That's good. That's helpful. At least it'll speed things up. Not that I didn't hate it. I liked it, but I mean, when you're already out there, right? You do stuff. It's like, all right, we got to get a bird and go back. But if you could be in the same area with stuff, so that'll be good.
Yeah, I think any of those two major things, the cops and this, that keep you from having to ride the chopper all the time, will help with the overall helicopter availability and just ease of use. So like, you can go out, you can do a mission, and you can just keep operating, one after the other. As long as you're good, you can take choppers to the other place, and you can just keep cranking on missions. You can go hit PvP, and you could just like, there will be more to do and less downtime. There's going to be, they were doing some stuff for the LZ camping. I actually missed what it was. I can't remember. The weather system we talked about, there's a 90% chance they're going to get it done in time. The mortar strikes, you're going to be able to call in a mortar strike on enemies. It's going to be super, super, super expensive. Like Mara said, they wanted to make like the shells cost as much as they do in real life. So like $8,000 or $10,000 a piece, which is a lot of money in that game, to call those in. So there's squad tasks. There's going to be dynamic squad tasks that just pop up on the map. You'll see an indicator. You can go do them if you want to. Other people might do that. So again, something else to do on the map that's dynamic and happening. They did say improved damage and health mechanics, including gut shot, stun effect, and headshot dynamics. So that's what I'm hoping is fixed. Dragging down teammates. We saw that in pre-alpha pre-launch footage. That's going to be making it into this update where you can grab and drag enemies.
Nice.
There's going to be some enhanced stuff with friend and foe identification, with radio communication between factions if you want it, as well as the armbands and stuff are getting implemented differently. And then a bunch of quality of life improvements, as well as like new weapons and new gear, like new armor and new stuff like that. So it's a really big update, and it's a really big shift in the game to where I think Mara, this is the vibe I get. This is completely Crash's opinion from the vibe. This is no insider information. It feels like Mara has wanted this to be like a mostly PvE, like kind of story open world, but everybody really there's so many people that want PvP. And I think finally the PvP voices overtook the lore, and they're kind of switching priorities to get the PvP cranking in the game, which I think is really cool. It's going to add a lot to do for the PvP people. And the PvE servers for those people are still there. It'll still have some of these mechanics and still a lot to do. Oh, the other thing I want to get you guys' opinion on, they're adding, so their version of insurance, like, Tarkov, you can insure stuff, and ABI, you can carry your buddy's stuff out and they get it back. They're doing a thing where you can buy like Apple AirTags and put it on your guns and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you die, somebody takes your gun, you bought an Apple AirTag, you'll get to see where your gun's going. So you can go try to get it back if you want to.
I wonder if the person that picked it up
just for a revenge kill. That's true too. Yeah, well, they know.
He said, I don't remember. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. He said you can also set a trap with it, right? Like if you kill the person, they're coming to their stuff. You can move it and then like set it down. I don't remember if you can take the AirTag off of it or if it's there. But if you know that a gun is like AirTagged, you can start to go off with it, and then like you can bait people with it. You can like throw it down on the ground and then wait for them to come pick up their stuff.
Yeah.
So it can kind of go both ways too, on that aspect. So pretty wild. Body beacons as well. Yeah. So ways to track stuff, ways to set up, ways to get your stuff back, or ways to set up ambushes for the people trying to get their stuff back.
I like it.
So I thought that was really interesting. But no, if I'm being perfectly honest, I think this is an awesome step. There's still some fundamental things with the game that I wish were different, and I know they're working on them every update. So I'm still really hopeful and excited as this game gets closer to 1.0. I'm not 100% vibing with the AI still. And like I said, there's some crazy freak, like one-shot deaths you get from time to time that it sounds like they're working on still, that simulation. It's got some kinks to be worked out of it. And I hope player movement, like the player controller gets another pass. Because after playing like ABI where it's like fluid and weighty and stuff like that, the player control in Gray Zone feels really linear. I don't know.
Very stiff, very stiff.
Yeah, it feels stiff, and it kind of doesn't make too much sense. Like how the oblique, they just added it too, so it could definitely need another pass. Like if you strafe, you're really slow, but if you sprint at like an angle, you can fly at like a 45-degree angle. So like if you're running and you like AD strafe while you're sprinting, dude, you are like I don't pinball, dude. Like you can strafe, sprint like so fast, or jump. Like you strafe like you're in the mud, but if you jump and you can do, there's like no inertia either. I'm not saying I like crazy inertia because I don't, but like there's no inertia to where you can do like jump peaks and like slide back into cover. And it's like it just, the movement is hopefully getting another look at. And I know if enough of us talk about it, maybe present some ideas for changes, that they would probably take a look at it, because they've been really receptive to stuff. But yeah, that's a big Gray Zone update. Not 100% sure when it's coming, but if you get these updates in there with some hit reg stuff, this is optimized, and it's some player controller changes, I'll be really happy. I know that's a big list of some crazy things that need worked on, but we'll have to see how it plays out as they continue to keep iterating on the game. Any other things on Gray Zone? Or
no, I'm excited for it. Should be
looking forward.
All right, let's do a quick personal for our own show ad read really quick before we get into CJX. I just want to remind you guys, if you're here, you can like the stream for free, and it helps out. You can share it around as well for free. We just go by word of mouth. Be a friend, tell a friend about the show. If you enjoy it, maybe they will as well. The other way you can help us out for free is if you are an audio listener, you guys can leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. It helps with the minor algorithm that the audio platforms has. Sometimes if some of you guys leave those nice reviews, then it helps push out, and I can actually see it in the analytics. We get some new listeners in. So if you guys can leave us a review there, if you can share the stream and the video around and drop some likes, there's a lot of free stuff you guys can do to help us out, and we greatly appreciate it. So the next thing on the list that just happened today was Siege X. Did either of you guys see or hear about this kind of stuff?
I watched a recap video and was kind of monitoring some of the reactions on X. That's really it.
Yeah, man, it was weird, dude.
Yeah, I was checking up on Twitter when I was just kind of do my own thing, but I was busy with the stream anyways for Incursion. So
I got you. What were you seeing like from people like saying?
I mean, I know before, because it was already, I guess some of the USF elements was already leaked from the Chinese version.
I'm not sure where those came from.
I don't know. It was just interesting to see that beforehand. So I mean, as big as a game as that was interesting. It was funny watching Fry's live Twitter reactions.
Yeah.
And then I'd watch and I turn it on just in the background just to see what was going on. And yeah, it just seemed like just content creators doing their own thing. I did like the rendered scene. I from what was it, Amara or something like that, or what's the ability that can change the gadgets to friendly?
Brava.
Yeah, seeing her do that whole rendered scene, like the lighting coming into the window, I was like, whoa, that looks great. And it was like, oh wait, that's a pre-rendered scene. So
but the lighting stuff looks cool, and man, it was like,
it's like I don't know what else to be excited about other than it's not really a full-fledged sequel.
No, it was, man, there's some good stuff in there, but the way they presented it was really awkward. It felt cobbled together, which is sad for something that's been worked on for 3 years. The reveal event didn't flow at all.
Is Ubisoft doing this on purpose? Like, what's going on?
I mean,
dude?
you remember my conspiracy theory that they're trying to tank.
Just tank it. That's what.
To sell.
Yeah.
But to go back private, but no, it's supposed to be like an iteration of the same game. So core Siege is still there. It really is. Like if you just look at like the Siege that I love, it's getting an improvement, right? It's kind of like CS2 or Overwatch 2. Hopefully it's better done than Overwatch 2, but it's kind of like CS2. The things that I guess I'll get into the things that bummed me out as like a longtime Siege player was they put a ton of time into this new mode that I and many longtime Siege players are not going to give a crap about. This dual front mode is essentially like it's 6v6. They built a big new map for it. You can pick operators once, and they're changing the pools of operators all the time, but it's on a big new map with different sectors, and you have to attack and defend the sectors, and it's a respawn mode. It's kind of like really roughly like a like Rush kind of from Battlefield, where you take a sector and move on to the other one, but they can also take it back kind of thing was what it seemed like. But it had like all the new lighting and stuff like that. But man, it's like they put a ton of time into this mode and just respawn. They already have respawn modes in Siege now, and they just don't hit, man. That's just not, I don't know. Like
that game wasn't meant for a respawn mode, and it was always, ever since the beginning of Rainbow Six, it was always like a one life, you know, super tactical situation. So,
and I think what it's for is to try to make the game more accessible to new people. Like you can get in and get like a kind of a feel for how you attack a site. You can use the operator gadgets in a less punishing respawn mode. I think it's for new people, and that goes along with the free to play. And I thought they did the free to play pretty well, to be honest. So it's going free to play, but you don't have access to everything in the game. You don't get to play ranked on the free to play version. You have to buy a paid version of the game to get to play ranked. So I think that's going to help with cheaters. Now, so they did that, and they did a show match of that at the beginning, and like they totally lost me. Like it was so boring to watch, like a respawn battle. Like it was rough. And then they talked about anti-cheat, which if that stuff works, is going to be awesome. Like anytime you can help with cheat, they developed the code with that in mind. It's like dynamic code that kind of changes like like you get a new executable version of the game as you launch it every time, and binary hardening, just a lot of stuff to make it hard to craft cheats for, they said. So hopefully that helps. We need some changes to matchmaking, which they said are coming. So we'll have to wait to see how those play out for ranked matchmaking. The thing that irritated, another thing I was bummed about this being such a long time coming was, and you guys saw the early marketing, right? Both you guys. So it's like when you see that underground shot in the basement with the new lighting and stuff, you think, oh, Siege is getting a graphical overhaul, right? Like that's one of the big marquee things. Like it's going to get a lighting and graphical overhaul, right? Like you guys would say that's one of the big things they were advertising.
That's pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, guess what? They only have 5 of the 11 ranked maps done.
Oh no!
So it's only going to be 5 maps are going to have the overhauled graphics.
Overhaul.
Yeah,
that's even more strange.
So it's like, dude, like 3 years, and they took away content from the main game. They backed off content on the main game to work on this, and they didn't get all the maps done. So there's the 5 maps that launched, 3 more are coming in the next season of the visual enhancements. So that stinks. One of the things I'm hopeful for, but it's Ubisoft, man, is the audio enhancement. So they reworked the audio. Siege audio has always been really hit or miss. So fingers crossed on that one. We really don't know until we play it. Yeah, there's just a lot of things in the game that are going to be wait and see, if they can do it. But overall, it's something I was really excited about. It just wasn't. It was a little. They Ubisoft a little bit on me, Blue. They Ubisoft a little.
I don't know if I was expecting much, but I mean, I wasn't expecting them to, like I said, to basically shoot themselves in the foot with just good old Ubisoft stuff.
Yeah, I don't, and as a longtime player, I don't know what I really wanted, other than I think what I wanted is them to say something like, we fixed the code. We're going to be able to iterate on this game. It's going to be less buggy with less cheaters. You get a modern looking game with a visual overhaul, and they improve some gameplay mechanics is all what I really wanted. The new rappel is going to be cool. There's a faster rappel. You can transition around corners. You can sprint while you're rappelled, so you can move quicker. That's going to be cool. The biggest thing, the biggest gameplay thing for ranked was there's going to be like pick and ban. You can ban operators in between every round. So you ban one at the beginning, and then in the next round you can see how the other people play. And then if you want to change strats in the middle, you can ban another operator for like a specific strat in between rounds. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But other than that, man, free to play. Some of the wild skins we saw, like that one Valk skin leaked, looked horrendous.
Yeah,
It looked like
that
an
was
Overwatch
oh
clone.
jeez.
With the big animated gun, it looked like a Valorant. It looked
To be
so
honest,
like
that
a
one kind of just
Valorant one.
like the whole situation of Rainbow Six X just kind of it pushed me away. It threw me off. I was kind of like, okay, I'm interested with the when all because all the trailers it showcased in the early marketing was just like, oh look, there's a Black Hawk right there. It looks a little bit more realistic. People, I kept seeing all over the internet. Oh, it looks like it's going back to its more grounded, rooted roots, pretty much, you know. And then they put that. Then the skin gets leaked, and then I was just like, I wasn't expecting it to be grounded like it used to be, anyways. But I mean, look,
That feels like they're
Rainbow Six Patriots fell, so Rainbow Six Siege could walk. So.
Yeah, that skin makes it feel like they're just doing like the quintessential free to play game with wild skins to try to get money from whales, and that's just not what I want to see with this game. But I don't know, man. I hope CJX is good. Like just watching them play it on the visually enhanced maps looks really good. So I'm excited for that part. And I'm really, like many people have played it a long time, I'm really focused on like what the ranked experience is going to be like. And it seems like it's going to have some good changes with the pick and ban changes and the new maps and stuff once they finally get them all finished. Will be cool. But and I guess maybe I'm just not seeing the bigger picture. Maybe the free to play thing where you can play this new dual fronts mode is going to bring new players in and they're going to start to like Siege and then want to try ranked and stuff like that. Maybe I'm missing that. Maybe I'm being too close minded and just, too laser focused on what it's going to do for ranked players who've been there a long time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong and that mode could expand the player base and ranked will get better with a bigger pool of people to play with and it'll all be sunshine rainbow farts. I don't know, but that gives me a good idea for a skin. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely mixed. I was hyped and now I'm not as hyped because I really thought that it was going to be like a big visual overhaul is what I was most excited about. The other thing that I'm a little bit apprehensive about too is like the interactive map stuff. So there's like fire extinguishers you can shoot that blow up like a smoke. And there's also flammable pipes that you can shoot and they explode. And I just don't like the idea of it. One of the cool things about Siege is like, depending on how it goes down, it can be a utility battle, right? Like each operator has their own utility and it can be utility versus utility. Like you have to clear it. You have to move through that before you can get to the gunfights. It's a really cool layer of the game. I don't like the idea of free random around the map utility, like with the explosions and with the smoke. It just, I don't know. It just seems silly. I don't know what that adds to it. Maybe it does add another layer of like how the map affects gameplay, but
I saw some of that. Yeah, I saw it was in some of the clips I think I saw.
My first feel of it is just not the greatest. So, and then they did where you could watch 30 minutes of the reveal and get beta access, but the beta access that's going on right now is only the respawn mode. So I don't even think I'll probably install it.
Don't even want to. Do you what did they say an official release date? Did I miss it?
Yeah, like June 10th, I think, is when the full CJX is coming. So after this season, this prep phase season that's going on right now, the next season will be CJX.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, coming from I got into Siege really late. That summer, early spring through summer's time in 2019, waiting for Modern Warfare 2019. Like I had just been playing Battlefield 4 forever. I needed something I was looking for something a little bit different. So that's when I started playing Siege. So I played a good amount. I was playing it like daily, and I really enjoyed it. And then I got away from it once COD came out, 2019 that year. So I'm looking forward to getting back into it and trying it, but I'm by no means like know the ins and outs of the maps or the operators or anything like that. So I'm just like the most casual player probably. See if the graphics and how the movement and stuff feels will really kind of decide if I stick around, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. If they get all the maps like finished out, and then the other thing that's unknown for me is like I wonder how content moving forward is going to be for Siege X, because
Right.
they said in like Siege 1, you know, like the last few years they wanted to focus more on Siege X. So they did less and less content. You know, they did reworked maps, no new maps, one operator a season instead of two. I wonder if everybody's like all hands on deck for Siege X, I wonder if they're gonna go back to more content per season. Cause I was actually hoping for some new map, like a new map maybe. The last new map we got was Lair, and most everybody hates it, so you never play it. It always gets banned.
Damn.
The map before that is Emerald Plains, which was a big square, and Night Haven Labs, which I like. I like Labs. It's a good map. And it was even in Pro League and stuff. But like, it's been a long time since we got a new map. So when I originally, and I guess why I was a little bit disappointed too, is like when I originally saw the teasers, you saw that Chopper doing the exfil and
Mhm.
the new 6v6 core map. Like they put so much on this respawn mode in the marketing that it's like, man, that's not what Siege is, dude. Siege isn't TDM, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I guess I kind of built it up in my head that we were gonna get that we were gonna get a new map, and I'm hopeful for like a new good map to learn. I guess I'll just have to go back and try to learn Layer again for the 15th time. I can't learn it, man. I don't know why. I try. I run around on it forever, and I can't learn it.
I haven't played Siege in like 4 years at this point, maybe 3. So I don't think I remember any maps.
um, yeah, I don't know. It was like I'm excited for the changes to the core game, but I'm like a little bit disappointed on how much resources it seems went into the respawn mode.
Hmm.
I guess. Guess that's. Guess that's that. All right then. Battlefield leaks. I'll just let you guys run wild. I don't think we
You
should
have
show
to.
them,
You
right?
have
Like
to.
just in case they.
I was gonna ask that, but I was like, no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't, because they
Yeah,
could just
I
all of a
wouldn't.
sudden just go and you know, start getting everyone. But I mean, they haven't took it down anywhere else. So I mean, I feel
I
like
don't
they
know.
knew it was gonna happen. They're allowing it to just happen at this point, which is actually pretty good marketing.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
smart.
know,
That's what
if
we
you
kind of
knew,
said last
only
time
if you
too.
knew if the product was
Good.
in a decent enough state to show, and it seems like
Yeah.
it's in a decent enough state to show, where we understand some of the textures are going to be awkward and some of the, you know, models are kind of janky. um I keep seeing just the whole term milsim get thrown around the game, which, take it or leave it, if you want, if it's a good thing or bad thing. But I mean, it's definitely a lot more grounded than 2042 was, from what we could tell.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So the leaks. Yeah, we can't get it twisted. We have to play the game before we get excited.
Yeah.
But it looked good from what we can see. What we've seen so far, this is not an endorsement of the game. This is not an endorsement of the final game. It looks really good. Like you can't, I mean, it can't look any better. There's nothing in it where I was like, ooh, gross.
Yeah.
There was some
Yeah.
weird stuff. I was hearing some people talk about like recoil decoupling from the center of the screen again, which I hope is not a thing, and maybe they'll take feedback on that and fix it. Battlefield 5 had a little bit of that, which I don't like, but I don't know if I'm good enough to notice it. I saw some people talking about the 3D mini map like the old days, so that looked cool.
Yep.
Um,
Like Bad Company 1 or 2, I think ish.
but yeah, well, I mean, wasn't it like refreshing to see like just soldiers, like just
Just
generic
normal, yeah.
dudes.
And that's
Yeah.
dude. I keep seeing just like there was like some. I think I saw some drama between Clean and Enders. I think Clean blocked Enders on Twitter for kind of just defending the whole, milsim quote unquote feel of the game, and it's even Tacti got some heat as well too of just saying this looks like I hope he's saying I hope there's a milsim mode, and then I immediately thought, yeah, I hope there's like a hardcore mode. There's always been some version of hardcore since
Yeah.
Battlefield 3. So it'd be nice to see that as well too. But it's a mode that you can choose to play. You could either play just a normal, or you could play hardcore, no HUD, limited health. The bullets hit harder. So it's possible, but I think people see the term realism and get it mixed up with milsim, and it's like we're not asking for a milsim, we're asking for a grounded Battlefield experience. We I think most of us understand that Battlefield isn't realistic in the terms of tactics and gunplay and stuff like that. It's still arcadey. I was just watching some of the footage. It was like 3 minutes worth of gameplay specifically, and then the guy was kind of jumping around corners. I was like, yeah, I remember doing that in Battlefield 3, jumping around corners and kind of using there's going to be movement gods that abuse movement in Battlefield. Like, we're going to see that. That's just the way it is. I've seen people use so many ways to use prone and stand right back up in Battlefield 3, especially on Operation Metro. I know a buddy of mine, Crucial, another YouTuber, go watch him play. It looks like he's playing Call of Duty, but that's just a higher skill gap.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. So I hope to see um they address maybe some of the issues I saw with, like you said, the way the weapons were decoupling and stuff like that. And I'm curious about hit reg and time to kill and regular core. So it's like, and I would love to see in the future what kind of game modes are they bringing as well too, because like we got conquest, we got rush. I think those are pretty much hard yes. I would love to see more squad based um elements or game modes. I'd love to see squad rush. I'd love to see
That was fun.
squad
Yeah.
conquest as well too.
Yeah.
So
That was
you know
good.
and I those are 4-man squads that I don't remember. I'm trying to
I
think
think
off the
it
top of my
I
head.
think it was 4, but
So going back to 4,
it's
I was
still
kind of hoping
it's
for
still super
5, but
early, so who knows?
yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll test it in later play tests. Like, all right, this is 4-man squads. All right, now here's 5-man squads. What do you
Mhm.
guys like more? So the outro looked really cool when you log in, when you get
Yeah,
off the game. Like,
I like that.
again, we don't see Nicki Minaj and Teletubbies running around. It's just
Yet,
nameless. Yet we'll see. That's literally like the one thing I'm asking them to not do is just like, I think I saw your tweet as well too, but for just like there was someone who was asking like how the hell are they going to monetize this? It's like
Yeah,
easy. Use
yeah,
real life operators, use real life countries, use real
yeah.
life,
It's so
and
easy to do.
then yeah,
Yeah.
someone said licensing was an issue. It's like, no, it's not a licensing issue.
Not at all, yeah, and, like, COD did it for 2019. They
Yeah.
had milsims, and they had everything based off the actual and even named it the Special Forces unit, like, that up for the country, so, I mean, Battlefield has done it in the past. You just combine, and we talked about it again before, like, you look at what, Medal of Honor Warfighter did with the Tier 1 operators, right? So for each faction, like, you just have different Tier 1 operator skins for those different classes. So you have like a SEAL skin for all 4 classes, Delta skins for all 4 classes, and you do that for different factions. Each season, you introduce a new faction, new weapons, new vehicles, new maps, new operator skins for special forces. Blah blah blah. Because I always thought dating back to Battlefield 4, like that would be really cool because they had the different skins. As you played, you could unlock different camo patterns for your soldiers in Battlefield 4. And I think it was in 3 also. But that's when I thought of it first. I was like, man, this would be really cool if like you could one of these if you could have like a Navy SEAL skin here. We just change so cosmetically, I think that would make so much sense. And again, like it's just a matter of are they going to actually take the time to design that stuff, or are they going to be lazy and do what COD does and do like Ninja Turtles, Teletubbies, Nicki Minaj, all that? So hopefully they do it, the right way, because that's historically what I think Battlefield 2, 3, and 4 really did a good job of keeping everything grounded, and especially 2 introduced new factions through. They had expansion packs back then for the PC, so they had the base Battlefield 2, and then instead of, I don't think there was like DLCs at the time. It was expansion packs. So you would have to go out and buy like a new updated expansion pack for the game and install. And they had like special forces packs and all this stuff. And that was like the DLC, right? So hopefully they go that route.
This is BF4 gameplay from Crucial. This is not leaked new Battlefield
Yeah,
stuff. Just so you
YouTube
know.
copyright
FYI,
system.
FYI.
And that was just another thing to showcase, like, again, like, this is Battlefield 4, and he's one of the best players I've known. Like, he's got like that. The video itself was 5,000 hours of Battlefield 4. So like, he's one-shotting people. He in the beginning he was like weaving and ducking and stuff like that. It's interesting to see, because I'm curious what people like that will play like on. I mean, go look up Little Bird footage of people playing with the Little Bird in Battlefield 4, and these guys are like
Dude,
flying through buildings with
yeah.
mouse and keyboard. And I'm just like, I hate you because you're impossible to kill, even with stingers. So it's like,
that was me. That I've only ever played on console, but I always prided myself, and I don't think Hyper is in the chat for this one, but he was always my gunner for the attack helicopters, and we were like one of the best on PlayStation. We were one of the best chopper teams, if not the best chopper team, going like 200-0 in the bird and stuff like that. And then in a Little Bird 2, Battlefield 4, like I would just put on the 30mm cannons, and just right when I remember when Battlefield 4 launched, I was just getting like
you were
75
that
kills a
guy.
game and not dying. Yeah, just some very good, and exactly, like flying under bridges, like
Yeah.
through all the, yeah,
Oh
very.
man, people in the chat
That
like
was
they
me.
need to ban helicopters from the server or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
So
yeah. I remember like Battlefield 4, and even 3. I think like some server admins, would ban us from the server because like they couldn't
they
nobody
just
could
couldn't
kill
keep
us.
up.
So like, oh, we gotta ban them. That happened. That would happen a lot.
Um, yeah. So, hey, the other thing I was gonna comment, I saw the Milsim argument, Tacti and Clean and Enders getting all mad. I think the vast majority of people are actually on the same page if we just chill out for a second, and that's that we want the game to look like a Milsim but play like a Battlefield. Like
Right.
you want it to look realistic and be immersive, but you want the gameplay to be like more arcadey and Battlefield like
Mhm.
and fun. So
Yeah.
that's accessible. You can just jump in and get into the action because that's what's fun about Battlefield. So that was like my take on the whole thing. It's like people actually probably want the same thing. They're just getting like really caught up in details and getting mad at each other for no reason.
Yeah, you just want it. You just want a good immersive Battlefield. That's what 2, 3, and 4 were. Even 1 was very immersive for the time period.
But
But yeah, an immersive modern setting. I think that from all the gameplay out there, it looked like exactly what we wanted, what we've been talking about. So that's what it looks
Yeah.
like. We have to get our hands on it and see.
I think we just have to, again, wait and see. Just wait
Yeah,
and see until we get more, until we actually get our hands on it. So, and
right.
then I think I would agree with Tacti, just release an open alpha at this point. Just like it's already out there. Like,
Yeah, they should for sure.
uh,
They won't though, because I mean the server they can't handle server stress is like historically their thing. So hopefully they do
what's up?
eventually. But
What's up, Crash? What's going on?
well, I just had a couple more things to talk about here.
yeah, go for it.
Well, it's not huge, but I think the thing that some of the people were citing as their worry for the skins in the future of this game to be an awesome base game and get ruined is the fact that EA just came out with fully fledged and working microtransactions in the Skate closed alpha.
That's concerning.
So if you got into the Skate closed alpha test, there is a fully functioning
Oh
microtransaction
no.
store with like crazy
That's
skins and stuff.
hilarious.
And it's like, what's it going to be like to Battlefield? Because like if they're going to focus on microtransactions like that for this game, the skins are going to get silly. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was some of the leaks I thought would be cool for us to discuss and react to was the classes were shown and some of the class perks were shown. So I thought it'd be cool to talk about those if you guys are up for it, just a little bit. Um, you down?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do it.
go.
So the assault you get basically it's like a progression tree within each class, and you go level 1, 2, 3, 4. So your like perks for the assault class are your grenadier, you get to carry more grenades, you get flak, explosive resistance to explosive damage. Level 3, your gadget reloads faster, and level 4, heavy flak. So you basically get an ability to activate a like a ability or something to gain extreme damage resistance against explosives. Um, man, I don't hate that because sometimes in grenades, it just feels like some of them can be RNG and you can just like off the rip, there's like nothing you can do. But having like a one time deal with it is pretty cool. Like a one time you can just like eat a grenade. I think is like kind of a cool mechanic. Um, they also the assault class looks like they also get a med pin, so that they can probably heal one time, kind of like Battlefield 5 and the med pin in
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
2042.
Yep. Your
Engineer
that makes
gets,
sense.
of course, the repair tool. It also looks like, judging by this picture, that engineers get SMGs. It kind of looks like.
Yeah,
That's
pretty.
historically how it's been, but there
Yeah.
used to be like an option to do like PDWs, shotguns, like some of the universal weapons outside of the locked weapon like class for that class.
Gotcha. Yeah, you get the repair tool, so we all know what that does. Your level 1 is an anti-armor tree. You slow down vehicles you damage and gain extra rockets and reveal the vehicle. Dogpile, you get to reload rocket launchers faster. I'm gonna get through these. Level 3, vehicles you damage or spot are easier to lock onto. And then your big level 4 one is you get a thermite drone. Press to deploy a suicide drone capable of disrupting vehicles upon demolition. So I hate
That's
vehicles. That's cool.
yeah, I was gonna say like yeah, they've had that in Battlefield 4 essentially. They had like a UAV drone thing that you'd throw up and drive it into vehicles. So it was probably in 3 too, actually, now that I think about it.
All right. Medic. I thought the guns were class locked, but Chase is saying no. Okay. So the medic gets support crate by default. So the medics are like full on support, an ammo crate, looks like. Um, level 1, you get medical triage, faster revive and dragging. Makes sense. Crate heal plus improves the supply crate's healing on level 2. Level 3, you get a shield. It looks like the shield from 2042, where you can set up the perimeter defense like Irish's shield, is what the icon looks like. And then level 4 for your big one, you get you can activate a thing that heals others if you were supply crate and revive ammunition faster for a longer time. So basically active medics. So people just around you heal, like you're a human healing crate. Is like the big one.
Medic is
So-
LMGs, you said, right?
In this image, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it used to be in it's how it used to be in some of the bad companies, and I think Battlefield 3 the support class had medic. I can't remember, but they've kind of flip-flop back and forth on and off, so that's cool. I liked as support being medic when I played I think it was Bad Company 2, they did that.
Gotcha. And then the last one is recon, and this one's a little sus to me. It looks like you get the target identifier, the little dart, the lock-on dart. And then, or wait, no, it's like a recon dart. It looks like I can't see the whole thing because it's been blurred out to protect the player's name.
That they used to have that. If that's the same thing, they had it in Bad Company 2 and some of the other ones where like as a sniper or whatever, you would shoot the dart and then engineers could use it with lock-ons to launchers
If they get that
fire
back
at
in
it.
there, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
So that, I mean, that just always enforced teamwork. You know, when we were doing clan games, like someone be a sniper and get a dart on on the vehicles, and then whoever we have a couple engineers and just like launch some javelins at it, and it locks on and goes to
Mm-hmm.
target quicker. Especially
Well,
if you can tank
you could have done
chopper.
like even an RPG and it would have locked on
Yeah,
because
the
of the tracker
RPGs
dart.
did it
Yeah.
too. Yep.
And then yeah,
No, it doesn't
so
ping, it doesn't ping enemies though. That's the hopefully
Yeah.
not. I would hate to
it's
see like
I can't make it out. It
that
says
kind of
something.
come into the game.
It says something enemy movement and displays it on the mini map. It's like the last part of the sentence. I can't
Oh,
see
well,
the
then if
first
that's
part
the,
because it's blurred out.
that might be different than the original recon dart from Bad Company. So
Not sure. I can't make it out in this image.
A hybrid or something.
Level 1. This is the one that sucks to me. Is spot by aiming, eliminate weapon sway, and gain resistance and spotting. So if you're a sniper, you just sweep your gun around and spot people, like 3D spot people. That seems like really annoying and strong. Level 2 is despicable. Enemies you shoot in the chest with bolts are revealed and heal slower. Level 3, kill shot. Enemies you headshot with bolt action rifles cannot be revived. So out. Level 4 is mortar support. You can activate a mortar strike where you are aiming. So
Interesting. Okay.
recon seems strong to me.
I'm sure there's like a time delay and stuff there too, though.
Hope so. Hope you have to like earn it with points or something, or maybe if you sit in one spot for the entirety of the match, you don't get to use it or something like that. But yeah, the Battlefield leaks look good so far. I'm guessing we'll be able to talk more about it as time goes on. There's going to be more and more stuff about it. But man, the leaks looked really good. But this still has room for there to be game breaking bugs at launch. We still have room for weird recoil and suppression mechanics that don't feel very good. We still have room for skill based matchmaking. I really doubt the server browser is ever really coming back that we all want so bad. I just bet it's not going to be there. But we'll just
they have a scoreboard already, so
we don't know.
Like legacy features coming back, maybe.
Scoreboard is incredible. Like just having a scoreboard at launch is just something we've never even thought about before.
Yeah, they definitely bent over backwards for us for this one. I think that's countless hours. I think that's why they have to have however many studios on board. They're like, we gotta figure out this scoreboard thing, guys.
they're really giving their all in this one, the scoreboard. So yeah, we'll stay in tune with what's going on Battlefield for sure. But yep, I'm not meaning to be a naysayer. I'm just like trying to pump the brakes on it.
No, you have to.
Many of us haven't played it yet. I don't want to see it's like I'm all like bought in. And when I say I'm pre-ordering the most expensive version, it is sarcasm. Okay, I'm joking. All right, next on the list, we gotta get the rundown from Blue on what's coming with Incursion Red River.
Let's go.
I need to know.
Yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff coming up. So we posted already the new weapons list coming out for the next 2 content updates. And a lot of that is I'm looking forward to it as myself. And then we already have like rendered models, and we showcased on stream the like reload animations for the Vietnamese STV 380. So that's a Vietnamese AK platform ish. It's not AK, but it does take AK mags and it does shoot 7.62 by 39. So there's that. We also have the Galil Ace 2. Looking forward to that one. I was kind of looking forward to. I love just Galils look cool. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but the Saiga 12, so the Russian AK style shotgun with the SIG MPX. We also have a Norinco M4 coming out as well.
What gun is that in the gameplay that I'm seeing? Is that
the
FAL.
one that in the gameplay is the FAL?
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like some new attachments maybe or something.
It's just beefed up, man.
Yeah,
it's just beefed up. Yeah, it's been there. It's been there.
Which weapons did you say were coming the first content drop?
So we haven't immediately put it exactly what's coming. Yeah, so it's whatever the team can get done.
I would. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I would love the LAMG. Love to get my hands on that bad boy.
Yeah, LMG would be nice, especially with just we got new audio guys as well now and it'll hopefully just sound amazing. So
Seeing that announcement, I mean, all the guns as you're going through them, but all the guns were awesome. But the LAMG is just such an underused gun in a lot of games. I was really excited to see that.
We
Such
also
an
forgot to
underrated
put
gun.
apparently some pistols on there, and one of them that we wanted to announce, we did announce on the stream, was the 1911.
The Lord sidearm.
I was
Yes.
I said on the stream, I was like the World War back-to-back champion. And someone in chat was like, "My 2 world wars."
There's one right there.
So there's that. The VSS Venturis as well too. The Stalker and me is gonna be really happy. The CAC 25, SR 25, so a nice DMR coming as well too, and then the Mark 47 Mutant
Nice.
as well.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. The difference also of the Norinco M4 as well too. It's technically an unlicensed Chinese M4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's basically just an M4 made by the Chinese. So interesting lore behind it, especially going into like a modern day Vietnam. Kind of makes sense. So
Yep. That's cool.
as well as we did a dev update a while ago, and just on Twitter we've been showcasing more of like the new medical area in the bunker map, so we got that being made as well too. And then if they want to go check it out, guys can go read it on Steam as well too. But we showcased the UI overhaul on stream as well too, so we showcased all the new looks for pretty much everything. So if the message board to we showcased the new gunsmith as well too. This one's very interesting.
Looked really cool.
Yeah, the new gunsmith I'm really looking forward to.
I'm
Very
excited. Yep.
Tarkov-esque, I would say. But also it kind of gave me some like Call of Duty gunsmith
Yeah.
vibes to it. This is also, that was like the first time I saw it in action myself, was when the video was there.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I was like, oh, that looks a lot cooler than the concept art that I've seen, because I only saw like in still images, but to actually see it working and stuff like that, I even give it to the production team to showcase. But yeah, it was just really cool to see. And then everything is pretty much that we got 2 new maps that were kind of showcased a little bit, which was Outskirts and Heartland. So there's that. There's going to be a black market coming to the game. This is probably one of this is like the update that makes the game change completely, almost. I would say this is like a big version update, because you have the version where it's at now is pretty different from the original alpha. And then now this one's coming out. It's going to be just really cool to see more of. So, but yeah, everything's getting overhauled. Inventory, UI. There's going to be weapon jamming as well too. So weapon stuff. We have a new 3D prop artist as well too. So all the 3D props are getting like overhauled completely and also even just having our own assets being created. We've had a couple here and there, but it's more just like changing up different assets, where this is like from scratch to fit the world of a modern day Vietnam. So I would highly recommend go check out the dev update for development update 4 on Steam, because that'll just give you like the biggest overview of everything. There's even a new quarry area, a new cave system, and then we have the VLF boss that I've showcased on here before. That's getting completely done as well too. So I mean, it's just, there's a lot coming to the game. We did also say that it's supposed to be every 6 months, but we are pushing this back at least 2 to 3 months. Because to be honest, it's just something that the team would rather have out as quality than quantity. So, and we talked about it on Steam, or on stream, I should say, during the live stream, and it was good. I would say it felt good to see like, people were saying, we understand it's literally like 2, 3 guys working on the levels and stuff like that. One guy working on models, one guy working on weapon animations and renders. So it's like
Mhm.
it's a really small team. We literally just only got 2 more guys, and it's like I think maybe like 7 to 8 guys in total. So um and now the game's on sale as well too. So
I
it's the
saw
spring
that.
sale happening right now. So originally the game is 16.99 already, so it's already pretty cheap. We even saw Stone Mountain 64 try our game, so that was kind of
Oh,
cool.
hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So but right now it's on sale 20% off for the base game, 13.59 USD, and then there's a supporter edition, which if you guys don't know what the supporter edition does, it basically gives a lot of the old uh game as well too, so you can see where the game started off as like an original like college demo to the demo that a lot of people started off with on Steam, and then all the way to now where it's at now. So and that's originally $20, now 10% off is 17.99. So um yeah, even the supporter edition, and it's just to help support the game and the team. Really, that's just to help us out. And it was just cool to see the reaction from the community during the live stream. It's just like they were excited. They understand patience is key. And we also mentioned, someone said like, "Hey, do you guys have enough funding to make it to 1.0?" And you never know what's going to happen, but as of right now, yes, we have the funding is there to make it to 1.0.
Nice.
Um so it's not like we're like, begging people to buy the game, but if you want to buy the game, that'd be great. So, you know, um it's cool. It's just cool to see, just to also from a player originally then turned community manager. It's cool just to be able to like see the transparency from a team like this. And then of course we have to mention, no, this isn't ever going to be a PvP game. This is strictly PvE, single player co-op, So apparently some people, I don't know how this is working. Some people are doing their own version of PvP, and I'm thinking like they just spawn at the same time, probably close their eyes while one guy walks, and then fight from there. So
Yeah.
it's very funny to hear that. But yeah, no, this is, there's not really any other PvE extraction games out there. So to be able to just like, hit the nail to the coffin again, pretty much, and be like, guys, PvE only. So um also, I shot our lead developer, friendly fire, like a minute
In game.
into our first raid in game. In game.
Nice.
In
Nice.
game.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good
So
job.
good shot though. Hit fire headshot, just whack, just shot him. But I picked him up with the revive syringe. So uh yeah, that's pretty much it for Incursion. Other than, we'll see in the next couple months. Um when it actually releases. We also got bunch more playtests as well too. And people want to go playtest the game, they can join the Discord and join the playtesting group as well too. So that's always available for anyone to come and join. And yeah, so
Pumped. I want to do that. It's in the Discord. I'm going to sign up.
it's in the Discord. Yeah, yeah. Well, I you should be already a part of it, I feel like.
Oh, okay. Is it the same version that I already have?
I'd have to double check,
Well,
but
yeah, we'll connect
yeah,
offline and figure it out.
yeah, yeah, because you're already part of the content creator stuff. You too, Crash. So
Yeah.
yeah, we do got to get some games into in that game specifically.
Mhm.
I think even now's a good time to check out the game. So a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff coming.
I'd like to play. It looks awesome, and it's been cool to see it like getting regular updates and like. Is it in Unreal 4? It looks nice.
UE5. This is
Oh, it's 5
UE5, and
too.
dude. It's like, I'm not tooting the game's horn. I'm not like saying it because of the CM, but I mean, it really is one of the smoothest versions of UE5 in a first person shooter that I've played. And consistent, you know 80 to 90 frames. I'm sure I can get more if I lowered some things, but I mean, it's very consistent, very smooth. I was, this is streaming at 1440p as well, on YouTube, and I was still getting that many frames. So you know for Unreal Engine 5, you know, and I think that's what kind of, you know, we talked about it a little bit too on stream where we were like, having PvP really takes a lot of resources from a game, you
Yeah.
know, and
Right.
in fact, and,
Yeah.
and the money might not even be worth it. I mean, we just saw Spectre Divide get shut down
Right.
with all of its money and influence,
Hmm.
you know, and it putting PvP, it's hard for developers to do that. It's just a lot more resources, a lot more server cost as well too. You know, if you especially if you want to start getting servers in different parts of the world, you know, good luck with that. You know, trying to get servers in Brazil and Australia, and you know, those are usually like the two main servers areas I see that are neglected a lot. So South America and OCE. So yeah.
Pumped.
Yeah, I want to check it out. I really need to get some time with you, man. Like my new work schedule is killing me, man. On like time to be able to do anything. Like the Gray Zone vid I did today, I had to do after stream, so I was up until like 1 a.m. Like I just like it sucks, man. It's been brutal because I haven't been able to make the videos I want to make and get to the games I want to get to. And been sucky for that part, but
I hear that.
woe is me, right?
Think we've only got Blue for what, 12 more minutes here, Blue? Is that right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
we got a couple quick shots we can get through, and if we need to let Blue go quick, we will.
Yep, sounds good. One thing I wanted to mention, my oh, the gun's not working again. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Was that good, chat?
That was pretty good.
Whose was better, the real one or mine?
I can't tell the
I don't
difference.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know
That's hard. It's hard to tell.
I don't know which one went off
Chat's
first.
gonna have to tell us.
All right. Just really quick, Blue mentioned it. There is Steam Spring Sale. It just went live today. So if you're looking for some shooters, I pulled some of them up on Steam. DB has a really cool way to sort and look through games on sale. So you can do that, highlight shooters. Some of them I'll just pop some out real quick that you guys might be interested in. Halo Master Chief Collection is on sale for $9. Blue mentioned Incursion Red River is on sale as well. The Doom games are on sale. Payday 2 is, am I reading that right? Payday 2 is $3.99. Metro Exodus is $7. Insurgency Sandstorm is $9. You can get a new copy of Siege for $3.99. Squad is only $19. World War Z, I used to like that game, is $9. Tom Clancy's Division 2, new low price of $7. Even Star Wars Outlaws that just came out is 50% off for $34. My buddy Hydro that plays with me on stream a lot's been enjoying Far Cry 6 again. It's on sale. It's on sale for $14. Back for Blood's $4. That was a fun zombie shooter. So yeah, check out your game that you guys might go through your wish list and find some games that are on sale. It looks like some of the COD games are on sale. Hitman on sale as well. So lots of games on sale.
Let's go.
Quick chat.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last week. I would definitely want to get to this one while Blue is on here. But the Project Wraith game is now being called Wraith Ops, and it sounds like
it looked cool, man.
Yeah, man.
I'll be honest.
Really
Some new gameplay from this. I'm anxious to see what is like the modes are like what the
It's a
gameplay
UE5 project as well too, I believe. Right?
is. It?
I believe so. I really do believe so. So
Couldn't remember.
it kind of gave me a little bit of like Tarkov Arena vibes in that like center building, the lighting on it, and just like the limited HUD was like, and then the way he like sprinted, sprinted. And when I saw the sprinting to the door, it's slamming open. I was like, okay, that's a cool mechanic. I'm glad that's there. You know?
I've been waiting for this one for a long time, so I'm glad they're getting close.
You know, they got UAV drones. I hope they're not bomb drones.
It looks really nice though, and
Yeah,
it seems like they have a lot of weapons.
I really do believe the weapon manipulation and just the models look really good. That was always from day one. So,
But am I right though? It's like gonna be like a arena, like a 5v5 or 6v6.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna
arena
be
shooter?
very like I know their idea was to bring like the old school arena shooter back, but in just a new light, I guess. So I played the demo back then too as well, and it was not in a great spot, but they really look like they turned it around. So, um, looking forward to seeing the rest of that. The inspect animation of him petting the gun was funny. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Siege X is getting an weapon inspect. So that was a big deal. Yay.
oh yeah, Deadside finally got a weapon inspect. It's like finally you guys are giving
I
us
saw
weapon
it,
inspect
yeah.
so we can get better thumbnails.
Game changer right there.
Right.
Game changer. Yeah, so we're just watching that and we're just hopeful. We'll definitely let you guys know if there's going to be a play test or some way we can get hands-on gameplay at some point. It would be cool um to talk about.
Yeah, I'd love to. Game looks really good.
The other one we wanted to talk about. I don't know.
Quickshot.
Yeah. I don't know what you wanted me to show or anything, Buff, but I know we wanted to touch on Verdansk a little bit. Coming back to COD, we didn't get a chance to like.
Yeah, nothing really. I mean, they had the trailer for Verdansk, and there's been some leaks, like the Kilo coming back, the HDR, the AMAX, and supposedly the Grau maybe mid-season. So it is confirmed. It seems like April 3rd, Verdansk will come back. So have to see how it's going to play. You know, what kind of, if they're going to make any sort of gameplay changes. You know, because Warzone's in such a bad state, right? So I'm going to definitely jump back in and see how it is. But, you know, if it's Warzone how it's been, I won't stick around long. Original Verdansk was like magical, just the way everything came together in the game. And now they have got to get the anti-cheat together, which that's their biggest thing. And then I think like Verdansk won't play like Verdansk with, you know, if they have redeploy balloons and redeploy flares and zip lines everywhere and all this stuff. So really hope they kind of scale things back. I haven't even played Warzone. It's been nearly a year. So like the Omni movement, I have no idea what that even feels like. So I'm a lot of people are really hyped. I'm pretty excited to like get in and play the map. But if it is just same Warzone we've been playing the past couple of years on the old map, it's not going to be fun. So I think it's going to be you have to see what changes they make if they're going to get a big spike off the bat, and then how are they going to retain players? So unless they make some major changes, I think you're going to have a huge drop off after a couple days or a week for sure.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Ghost of Hope, one of the Call of Duty leakers similar to Tom Henderson, pretty reliable, said that in internal Activision talks, they're saying if Verdansk doesn't bring it back and stuff, Warzone might be over before it's too long. Like they might just can it altogether, which is crazy because I thought that would just be a staple kind of, you know, moving forward forever. But it's just such a rough place, man, with cheaters and gameplay decisions. And like they just, everything's about skins anymore. I haven't even wanted to touch it in a long time.
Yeah, it's it's not a good game right now. It hasn't been for a long time. So yeah,
sad. That's sad, dude.
It is sad.
Man.
It sucks. Yeah, they had a great product. I don't think they'll ever get rid of it because the monetization that they're making there is just insane. Like I think that the amount of money they started making with Warzone as a free to play version, if they get rid of it, they're going to replace it with something different free to play, whether it's DMZ or something. So they're making too much money to abandon it, but they might make some changes so it requires less support, but the store option is still there as a free to play version that way because they're making so much money. So, but yeah, I mean, Warzone has been a shell of itself since 2021, in my opinion. So,
all right, boys, I do gotta go.
All right, Blue.
All right,
see, I will chat, show. You guys are awesome. All right, stay cool.
We'll
and
catch you later,
don't pre-order Battlefield yet.
Yeah, whatever. We're gonna pre-order as soon as you leave.
The second I leave, just
whipping out the credit
We're
card.
all gonna do it on stream.
All right.
Yeah, I think this show's probably pretty done too, right? Don't you think, Buff? I want to say we can say Vostok till next week. Is there anything else?
Yeah,
no, that's I didn't have anything else.
Okay, all right then. No.
You can bounce now if you want to, Blue. If you got to go, I don't want to hold you up. So.
Bye.
But we're gonna say bye. So, all right, Blue's out. Buff and I are also headed out because I wanted to talk about Road to Vostok, but I and we need to keep up. People, chat's been talking about Stalker 2, so we need to get a rundown from Blue on that as well. So I don't want to talk about Stalker 2 without Blue, and I don't really want to talk about Vostok without Blue either. So
yeah.
Those are probably a couple topics that we can table and come back next week with. But it kind of feels like and sounds like Thursday is going to be the day for us to do the program. Does that feel pretty good to you, Buff? You think?
Yeah,
we'll try to.
That works with me. Yeah,
we'll shoot for Thursdays. I think
target that for now.
All right. I think going forward, I'll just try to take Thursdays off and stuff, and then we'll do it that way. Unless the government shuts down, then I'll have any day available. I'll have so much time available.
If that happens, do you not go to work then?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we don't have any funding to pay people. Like our office is considered public. Our office is considered like public safety and essential, but they don't have any money to pay us during it, so they send us all home on admin leave, and there's only one person that goes in. It might, if it goes a long time, like I might be on the rotation to go in, but starting out, we get some vacay. We'll be a full-time content creator for a little bit.
For a week or two, maybe.
Yeah. Last time there was a really long one. I got a job as a welder, like because I can weld pretty good. I went in and helped a guy like weld a bunch of projects and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that when it happened.
Well, I like getting I'll just go get another job and then get back pay and be vibing.
There you go.
So anyway, guys, take care. Godspeed. We will target meeting back here, same time, same place, on next Thursday. Be a friend, tell a friend, like the stream, share it around if you guys can. There's other free ways to help us out with the audio platforms by leaving us a 5-star review. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here, being flexible on the time. Can't thank you enough. We've had all of us have had wild stuff going on, but this show is one thing we're really prioritizing, keeping going, because it's fun for us on this side, and we hope that you guys on the audience side have some fun too. So appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next week.